Growing up, a lot of men are, we always hear that term, man up, men don't cry, just bottle it, figure it out. But the sad truth is, beyond the strength and the show of strength, there is always silent battles that's going on. So the question is, have we really as a society provide that opportunity for men to really speak out? Or is it a show of masculinity not to talk, to just bottle in everything? Today in the studio with me, I have two amazing gentlemen who we're going to go deep into this conversation. And with me from my far right is
Yes, my name is Rabu Israel.
okay, and I have
My name is Godson Inyama.
okay, so you heard we have barrister Israel Rapo. So expect him to give us the legal and the
Illegal, illegal and
whichever.
illegal aspect of men's mental health.
Yes, it's a conversation that we don't get to talk about often. And I think it's really, really necessary, really in today's world, that
Very
we
well.
begin to have conversations like this. Because we've seen certain statistics has just shown that there is a gap.
Very well.
When you compare the male child to the female child, the way we were being brought up, there's quite a whole lot of difference, and that's margin.
Very well.
Women are, is that said that women are more emotional and men are logical. But me, I tend to think that as long as you're human, you have emotions.
Yes.
Whether you're a man or you're a woman.
Yes.
But having to teach the male child not to cry or not to show emotions just seems like there's that part of the humanity we are unconsciously killing.
Very,
So what?
very, very well. I think this originates from the responsibility assigned to the male. You know, a man is expected to be a provider. He's expected to be a sustainer. He's expected to be the backbone of the house. If there is danger, he's expected to be the security. Do you understand? If there is confusion, he's expected to be the stability. So there is this high expectation on the male figure. So just imagine that if there is war in Nigeria, the soldiers are expected to
In the battlefield.
go to the battlefield. Now just imagine you see a soldier man that is fidgeting in the face of battle. Just imagine you see a soldier man that is looking confused. That's why the insecurities we have in the country today, Nigeria, we are all saying, don't we have soldiers? Don't we have? So if in the home, likewise, we have a situation wherein the responsibility assigned to the man, either I would say by nature, by God, or whatever, or by society or whatever, is such that a man has to always be strong or put up a strong face.
Okay.
Yes, it's like weakness is not tolerated here. You know how you would go into a house and you see beware of dogs. So it's like in a man's life, there's beware. Weakness is
Beware
not.
of
Yeah.
weakness.
Or you say buyer beware. So if you're a man, beware. You know, weakness is not tolerated. So I think it all comes from, or it all originates from, the responsibility assigned to man. So in a home, what's the task? That's why when a man asks a certain, they say, "Come on, don't you know you're a man? Don't behave like a woman."
True.
Why would they say so? So it's because he's expected to be tough. He's expected to be tough.
Thinking about it, you
Yes.
kept talking about a man is expected to be tough and responsibility. I totally agree that there are lots of responsibilities that have been placed on the male gender.
Very well.
And for me, I think some of those expectations are just unnecessary pressure.
Okay.
Beyond being a man, I agree a man should be a provider
Very
and
well.
all of that.
Very well.
But in providing, there is also a place for help.
Very well.
As much as you are a human being, there are times when you have that weakness or you are tired. It's like carrying a load in your head rather, and you have to trek a long distance. The fact that you are human, blood flows through your veins,
Yeah.
you would definitely be tired.
Very well.
So for me, the show of strength is not really not asking for help. that you are going through what you are going through and you know when to ask for help. And I think that's where we have a little bit of challenge with the male gender, that irrespective of all the expectation and the pressure, you have to provide, at what point is it okay for a man to ask for help? I actually want to hear from you, please.
Like you said, actually, it's something that has to do with our upbringing, right? From when we're growing up, from the house. When it's time to kill chicken, you call the man. When there's a cockroach in the room, you
Yes.
call the man.
Yes.
But I
When
kill cockroach oh, and I
Really?
can kill chicken.
Is
Yes.
it male
I know
cockroach
you
or
kill
female
cockroaches.
cockroach?
Most time when it's on your body,
No.
you
Funny.
don't you don't
Maybe it's
fidget.
because I grew up with guys. I change lights. I do a lot of things
Okay,
that
you grew up
seemingly
with
look like
guys.
men,
You
but
grew up with guys. Imagine you didn't grow up with guys. Can you
smart.
can you kill chicken?
Yes,
Really?
I've done it
Can
before.
you kill goats?
I know I've not had to try.
Can you kill cow?
I've not done good things
Eh,
before. But if you kill it, I will definitely eat it.
yeah,
No
you're good for the
problem.
eating. So, and there are a lot of things that if women are excused, there are some sort of fearful situation where if a woman should show fear, she'll be excused. Do you know that even if you are driving, if someone should drive, make some mistake and you want to shout, you now see that it's a woman.
Yes,
There is a
oh,
way you now look, you now say,
Yeah.
nah, woman, okay, you understand. But if it's a fellow man, you look at that, nobody, they will just,
Sure.
you understand, just change it for him.
There's a way a man drives, man. You say he drives like a woman.
Chai,
You
my
understand?
gender has suffered.
So there seems to be a room. Not that your gender have suffered. It appears to me rather that there is a room for a woman to be human. So if she makes mistake, we can say, oh, now woman. Perhaps we should say now human. Do you understand? If she hits a car and we'll say, oh, you now notice, say, oh, now woman. You
So you're
understand?
saying there is more threshold, more like a mistake,
Yes.
acceptance
Yes.
from the female gender than
Yes.
what the same extending than the hand of grace that is extended to the
See,
male.
there is something I always say. I say a woman is usually, well, I read it somewhere, but it's a quote I seem to resonate with. They say a woman is usually innocent until proven guilty. A man is usually guilty
The law.
until proven innocent. And you can see this in our day-to-day life and experiences. For instance, this World Cup they are playing.
Yeah.
There is this Ghanaian player who was accused of rape, and before their match with England, Thomas Partey, they were debating whether they are going to shake the other
Him or
players are
not.
going to shake him or not. There've been series of
And it's
other.
just mere accusation.
It's
not-
accusation.
Accusation.
Now there've been series of other players who were accused of this rape, that at the end of the day they just realized these were all false accusations. Their careers were ruined. The clubs, sent
They
them
lost
off.
deals.
They lost deals, and at the end of the day, they found out that these
It's a lie.
allegations were not true. But you see, because it's coming from a woman, there is already a perception that a woman by nature is truthful.
Okay.
You understand? If something should happen here, if something happened between me and you just go and you say he touched me. See, there is nothing I would say. There is, I would say, they will say, why did she point you? Why, you understand? Now I'm not trying to downplay and to say all of this
Certain
doesn't
real
happen.
experience,
But I'm
yeah.
just trying to say the society, and when I'm talking of the society, we are talking of both men and women. We don't treat men and women the same way. A man can make the same mistake, and he's, whether a man or a woman, would be tougher on him. And a woman would make the same mistake. In fact, a woman would behave. You see, for instance, if we were married, me and you, let me give you a perfect example. And then we had a little quarrel, and you beat me up.
A lot of people will not even
Then do you
believe
think
it.
I would go to the police station And then I'll now go and tell the police officer and say,
My
okay,
wife.
what's your complaint? They'll say, okay, my wife beat me.
And my wife.
I can
You
just
know,
imagine how
the
they will
police,
look at
the
you.
police officer will be like, okay, okay, you understand? It will be a laughing, they won't take me serious. But just imagine you go to the police station and see your husband beat you. The same act of domestic violence is having different reaction. So why is it so? Why is it so? Why is the society seemingly more protective of the female gender than it is of the male gender? Why does it have, as you said, have a wider threshold for the female than it does? It seemed to contain or recognize the humanness of the woman more than it would for the man.
I think this that you just said, there's this, there's the saying that society, right now, this conversation is beginning to come up more often.
Yes.
And society is now telling me to, speak up. It's not a weakness
To speak
to
up.
actually speak up. Rather, it takes someone who is actually strong really
and
to
bold.
be going through a lot of things that you can own up and seek for help. So, but I wonder, have we as a society created enough space that men can actually feel safe? Because I think sometimes some men don't speak up because of the perception people would have. So is it like people will now see me as less of a man, or they tend to lose their value, lose self-respect and all of that? So from all you've said now is like the society, as much as this conversation is beginning to gain more light, and I think for as long as I can remember, this June that we celebrated the men's mental health, right? This
This was
the
the
most,
first time.
yes, most
I
pronounced.
never knew that there was something called
Yes.
men's mental
So it
health
shows
day.
that there is actually a lot being done. I believe that in speaking, talking about certain things can cause action, and actions would be what will cause change. So do you think that even as men, we have to start, because it takes both the male and the female to make the society, right?
Yeah.
When we keep talking about society, we don't. It is all of us.
It's all
That
of
is the
us. Yes.
society.
Very well.
So do we begin to now look that men also have a part to play in all of this? That you have to look beyond your ego
Yes.
and actually speak out.
Yes.
What?
Sometimes speaking out is, the way I would say it now is, in Africa, men speaking out actually means you degrading yourself, saying you are, sorry to say this, so saying you are behaving like a woman. There are things that will happen on a normal day. They'll just accept that. They'll just tell you, accept it. Be a man. Man up. You are not supposed to do this. You are not supposed to say this. You are not supposed to act in such way, in such manner. Like when we were growing up, there was something that happened back then in school. I think it should be JS class. A friend of mine, he got, I think he got beaten by some ladies. Why? Because he was walking and he mistakenly touched her in such a way that, in a place where he was not supposed to touch. And then the lady just told her fellow ladies and they beat him up. And we told him to go and report to our principal. The guy refused to go.
Yeah.
Why? Because it's something that is going to look, okay, you were beaten by girls.
By girl, yeah.
So it's like the victim now carries the
Yes.
shame.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
So I don't know. I think most of these things just here in Africa, based on how we were groomed.
I don't think it's here in Africa. I think that's how the world is. Yes,
Yeah,
I think that's how the world
actually,
is.
I think-
we think that this Western world, that's how the world is.
Yeah. I think really talking about the Western world, they are, some of their laws tend to
Not tend some
they
most of
favor
their
the
law.
female more.
Most of their law are pro-female.
Because you see a woman, I've seen situations maybe on social media where you hear a lady talk, they get married and all of that, and then small thing because they know they don't take domestic violence
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
before just for what you cash out from that divorce. And some women intentionally
Very well.
orchestrate certain
Very well.
situations. So I think it's a general phenomenon. But this brings me to talk about the fact that we are humans and we have to talk, because you can't take away it for lots of men. Not being able to talk or pushing in a lot of things tend to find expression in different ways. Now we see cases of depression, and according to a research I checked by UNICEF, I think one UNICEF data in 2021 like that, that Nigeria is ranked like number, when it comes to the rates of suicide in the world, Nigeria is number 6.
Wow.
That's high. And out of the cases of, we
mainly
have
men.
almost 15,000 cases of suicide in Nigeria annually.
Wow.
79% of that is men. That is high.
Yeah.
And what leads to that suicidal thought is the fact that a lot of men are depressed. They bottle in a lot of things. And depression for me when we talk about depression or mental health, we tend to see it in one place. But I think I've noticed with some male gender, correct me if I'm wrong, that it begins to find expressions in different ways. Some men will show it up as anger. Some people is just that aggression.
Yeah.
For some people it's total
Substance
withdrawal.
abuse.
Yeah.
Do you get? And these are things. So it's like we tend to address, oh, don't abuse substance or learn to control your anger and all of that. But what if there is something that is really beneath
Yeah.
that we've not given the opportunity for people to talk?
So that goes down to the fact that we need to find a healthy way for whatever we are passing through, a healthy way of for it to find expression. So anger is a way of showing expression. As he pointed out, substance abuse is another way, and all of that. So, and as you said, this whole suicidal trend, it's not just even in Nigeria, even in the world. I was watching a clip where there is this motivational speaker, Les Brown. He was highlighting when that they did a research, and persons were asked that when faced with a challenge or a situation, what is the first thing you will do? So they had suicide, they had talk to a friend, they had a list of other things. He said, was it more than half, just as you had pointed out, first ticked suicide.
Wow.
Then he said they had the nerve to click other ones. After you have killed yourself, how are you going to talk to a friend? So if you said the first thing you do is to commit suicide, how are you then going to say talk to a friend, speak to an expert?
After you killed yourself,
after number one that you click, So, but that shows you that, and the idea of suicide is that you don't seem to fathom or to think of a way out. You just, whatever situation, whatever trouble, whatever challenge, you cannot seem to imagine a way out. And you just feel like this is the way out. And many times, these persons who commit suicide, they don't look it. Men, one way, we joke about everything. So you will find out that's why they say, is it the happiest or the funniest people in the world are Nigerian, right? We joke about our situations.
We have that adaptation ability. We can just...
It's a form of, as you said, it's a form of adaptation. So you would realize that we are faced with challenges, we are faced with situations, we downplay it, we joke about it. But there are times you'll be all by yourself.
Yeah, that is when you face your demons.
Yes, behind the scene, you're by yourself, and you have to face it. So, and many times when you hear that so person committed suicide, you can't seem to fathom that this guy was lively. This guy, just the other day we were discussing, he seemed to be the life of the party. And so what could he possibly have been facing that he couldn't share with anybody? Most times men, we don't share our troubles, we don't share our struggles, we share our success. So when men sit, that's another thing you need to know, that when men sit, we want to talk of our victories. We want to talk about that deal we clicked. We want to talk about, that person that challenge you overcame. That person who stood up to you and you were able to, you want to talk about your successes. Amongst men, weakness. That's why you won't see someone. I'm just talking of masculine nature now. So when one is facing trouble, one is being faced with issue, you will now find out that
Yes,
he
it's
just
like
have to
that
put
situation
up.
of you have
Yes,
people around,
yeah,
but still
yes,
there's
he
nobody.
can't see. So he just have to put up a face of I have it sorted out. That's what in our world. That's what makes you a man.
But really, is that really what makes a man? Because I'm thinking, like you said from the beginning, that most men they are being taught to be a provider.
Yeah.
You are the, so to say, the
Breadwinner.
breadwinner, the support system everybody runs to.
Yes.
But is it really a good thing? Because take away a lot of men's job,
Yes.
take away the family they provide for. Most men, their self-worth is tied to what they can do and the results they achieve.
Yes.
So the moment there seems to be a little bit of challenge, let's say for instance you become unemployed, you see a lot of men that are just going to, it just feels like there is that shift. So is it really a good thing or a safe thing that a man's self-worth or identity is tied to his ability to provide? It's as much as it's part of what it means to be a man,
yes.
but is that really all there is to being a man?
Definitely, that's not all there is. In my own opinion, yes, I don't think that's all there is to be a man. But you see, me, I wouldn't want to be a man with a wife with the house. If I were married with a wife, children at home, and I'll go out, come back, there is no food. My child will say, "Daddy, they said I should bring school fees, and I can't provide the school fees." My wife is saying, "So I finished, the units are finished, and I can't provide it." I don't think, even if she's not complaining, which I doubt she would not, I don't think I would be myself. You understand? I don't think I would be myself. So, and there's economic downtime going on.
True.
Yes, and some are unable to carry out the roles that they ordinarily perceive as theirs, or which is actually theirs. I believe it's a man's duty. That's my perception.
Traditional man.
Well, I don't know how you would put it, but I think even a woman too, I believe you yourself too, you want a man to provide you to be able to provide for the home. I think it's a normal expectation. Just that life happens.
But as much as I expect my man to provide, I also expect the man to be vulnerable to tell me, okay, yes, there's a place of knowing, right, that this person is your
He should
partner.
be vulnerable to tell you.
But I've seen a situation where, okay, let me even ask you now.
Okay.
If you are married and let's say, I know you run a business, you're a businessman. And business is not always
Rosy.
profit, it's not always. So there are times when you have that dip.
Downward moments.
If you are going through that kind of challenge, who would you rather? Will you talk to your wife if you're married today? Or you need money, you need a form of assistance? Will you talk to your wife? No,
he's as single as a digit.
You will not know.
So he doesn't even know who he will talk to.
Recently, I just moved from my former place of business to a new place, and getting a new place
It's a lot.
Yes, it's a lot. Getting a new place, moving, there's finance.
Yes.
There are some days you just sit in shop like something you're not used to. You sit in shop for like 2-3 hours. Nobody comes around because they've not known that you are now here, or the people in the area doesn't know that there's something that you are doing here that they need.
Yeah.
You do 2 hours, nobody comes, and then you just sit and be like, what's going on? I think last week I sat in my business place for like 2 days. I didn't do anything. I came back home. I was depressed. Like, a call came in. I was like, "Why are you calling? What's the problem?" And this is someone that I'm supposed to like tell. This is what happened. This is what happened. At the end of the day, she was like, "Why are you quiet?" I'm like, "There's nothing. I don't have anything to say." It was later on, and I told her I had a bad day at work. That was why. And she was, "But you're supposed to tell me this." I said, "The man in me will not allow me to tell you this type of a thing." Just imagine now, during this time now, you now ask me, "I need money for my hair." I didn't make money. Yes. How do I want to come out?
But you can't blame her if you don't tell her. And because the thing is, I always say, whether we like it or not, people around you have expectation on you. And there is a healthy expectation that you are my friend, right? There is a healthy expectation I ought to have on you. And there is also a healthy expectation I expect from you. You should be able to hold me accountable to certain things as friend. It's like something, a situation I'd had to call Israel to come to my rescue. And as a friend, he showed up. You get, so to a large extent, that is what friendship is meant for. So if you are going through something, and for somebody who you are now in a relationship with, you are going through a hard time and you don't get to say it, if she has an expectation, this is not to encourage sense of entitlement or women now pushing their responsibilities on men
Weekly
and all of that.
allowance.
No, I'm totally not in support of that. But there is a healthy form of expectation that maybe possibly people had discussed about it and you were like, okay, I was going to offer this assistance, just something like that. She will be within her right to ask, irrespective of what you are going through. And for some men, you may now begin to show up that, is it that don't talk to me, don't ask me. But you didn't talk to her.
And she would not know
And
what's
she
wrong.
wouldn't know.
She don't know that that's pattern you are pattern.
You get, it's
There is
not even what she
yeah,
did.
it's
It
not
is
yet.
something else you're going through.
Sometimes she might even feel guilty.
You see.
He's speaking from the way he's saying
It's
it. Like
from
he has
experience.
made somebody feel guilty.
So I actually would want to ask you a personal
Yes,
question.
yes.
Are there times when you had to be vulnerable? Like you had to go through, I don't know, it may not be a near depression experience, but I know we've all had that low time. As long as we are human, there are times maybe we had failed in something or just a sad experience. How did you handle it?
For me, most times when I go through these type of things, me, I do my own crying alone. I don't want anyone to see me crying. I just do my crying alone.
So you cry.
Traditional man.
So it's safe to say, God say, you still cry.
Men to cry.
Men cry,
Cry
Even
is
men
okay to
cry.
cry.
but not in public. We
Uh-huh.
cry in our
I think
secret
it's okay
place.
to. I've seen my dad cry. Oh.
Wow.
Like, so for me,
How did you feel?
I'm trying to think of my dad. I cannot even get a
okay.
picture.
So
of
this
it.
is the
How did you
thing.
feel?
The mindset I have about a lot of things springs up from the things I saw my dad do. I think I had to. It was in relating with people when I went to university, or even after university, I got to really relate to certain realities that men don't do this or men don't do that. I had a dad who he shows his strength, but he also shows his weakness. Like I learned that it is okay to be human from him. The first time, my dad is a very fragile person. He doesn't know how to mark space. He has his strengths. Recently, I got to know certain things, and I was shocked at the strength this man had, that he could keep this and not really talk about it. And he shows up every day till today. He's still my strongest support system, that if push comes to shove, I don't know what to do, I can call my dad. He will always say, no matter where you go, no matter what happens, you can call me.
Can I call him too? Can you give me his phone number?
No, he's just my father.
Okay.
So, but this particular incident, so some years back, I had to do a form of operation and all of that. My mom was not around. She traveled for work. It was an impromptu. It was just supposed to be like, go for a medical checkup and all of that. And the doctor said I needed to be operated on. And they fixed me, scheduled a surgery for the next day. And I remember when they were wheeling me from the theater. And I just saw my dad like that. I'm a daddy's girl, like my daddy is. And I just saw like, oh God, that is one memory I can never forget. And I just saw him,
An
you know,
African
when he's
father.
Mm.
you know what it means.
Father
And
crying.
It's
I
memorable.
I could see the pain. I'm the one that just
The
went
angels
through.
had to pause and watch.
Ah,
What a marvel! What a miracle!
But-
Here goes an African father shedding tears.
but really, he doesn't do that every day, right?
Yes.
But I just think it is okay. It is okay. And this is to really everybody, that sometimes we need to intentionally create that safe space for men to pour out their emotions. The more you bottle things in, the more you get to a point, is like carrying a container and you keep pressing, you will pass that threshold. Is that elasticity?
Yeah.
Once you pass your elastic meter, you will burst.
People will think it suddenly happened.
Yes,
Yeah,
but
no,
it's
that
not
has been
sudden.
piling
It's
up.
progressive. It's small. It keeps piling. So I feel I don't know, but men, as much as yes, it takes the society, like we said earlier,
Yeah.
it takes both the men and the woman to make
Okay.
things work. And for me, this comes down to family. So to say family is the smallest unit
Unit
of the
of the home,
society,
yeah.
right? Some of this upbringing, it all stems up from the house. That you have a male child who is playing and they may be the child for, and everybody will just turn eye. African mothers, leave him, he will stand up, he will stand up.
And the
Just
boy
to
too
say,
too will stand
He will
up.
stand up.
you get as little as he looks,
Yeah.
you know you are forming a character, you are
Yeah.
forming a mindset.
Yes.
But at the same child, it's a different thing when a child would fall and you offer that emotional support and like, it's okay. Cry, they cry,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
don't stay there. Dust yourself
And
and move on.
I have a neighbor. I have two children, also of same age. Like it's just a year or two difference. I don't treat, and they are boys, male, female. I don't treat the both of them the same way. The way I relate with the boy, even though they are both children, and the way I relate with the girl, it's not the same way. I'll be softer with her.
With her.
I'll be gentler with her. If we are going out, I'll carry her. If we are, So one day I now came to the house, and she was sleeping. And the brother, this is like a 3-4 year old boy, just came. Instead of me to see me, I said, "Oh, Uncle Israel, welcome." So he just came and said, "Uncle Israel, my sister is sleeping."
You see,
Didn't-
you have deprived that boy
you
of
didn't
love.
come. I know you didn't come for me. You're like, my sister is sleeping. This guy, Uncle, I know that's your favorite sister. But you see, I've had situations where I was passing through a challenge,
Hmm.
and I had to speak to a friend. You know this song, "Lean on Me."
Yeah.
It dawned on, and when I opened up to him to say, look at the challenge I was facing, look at the challenge I was facing, and he told me he was facing a similar challenge. You see, there is nothing you are facing that is peculiar to you.
Yeah.
There is no battle you are facing that someone else have not won it. There is no issue you are going through that another person is not going through it. That's why you find out that people who are struggling with addictions, there is this Alcohol Anonymous in America. They form a clique where people come, they are vulnerable, everybody. Men should open up. Opening up is important, but to whom are you opening up?
That's another question, actually.
You understand? It's just like you're saying you're having a medical, you're not feeling fine. Seek treatment. The question is to who are you seeking treatment? Is it from
But you know, there's an option
Bobo
of
Nishe?
therapy. And that's a different conversation in fact,
Therapy
that
for an
most
African man.
Nigeria.
Do you know, for men to accept it, then maybe we'll have to change the name from therapy. Because once you just
So
tell,
what?
I don't know.
But have you also thought about
Because
that
once you
men
tell-
have that circle where
once you
So
tell
it's
a man that
white,
if you could just imagine
you
that
say
him
it's
and his
white
wife,
people.
he's having challenge, you now say we should go for therapy. You go and sit one woman down, and the woman, I'm telling her my problem, and she's
funnily, do you know
writing.
I have a friend who had gone through last year,
Yeah.
not to go into certain detail, but he was so bad,
Yeah.
he had to seek help. And as much as it was pretty expensive for him, but because he desperately needed it, he had to pay. And after that, he was sharing his experience that he actually helped. Hearing someone who is going to be very objective, listen to you. And sometimes solution comes when you can call a situation by its name,
Yeah.
that you can identify, just like being sick. And the thing is, sometimes when we talk about mental health, people can easily casualize it. But when you say you have clinical, what was that thing they call? You are clinically diagnosed. They tend to now look as if like it's a serious,
Want to make it
something.
tush.
it's
So
not
maybe
a
that's what we
serious
should do to
situation.
therapy if we want African men to partake in it.
But truly, they should. I think that's one of the solutions. And if you watch this movie, is it The Forge?
Okay.
I've always pictured that thing, that we can begin to, as much as we have a lot of advocacy and awareness for gender-based violence and women and children, as a society, we can begin to create that kind of safe space for young men,
Yeah.
that they have right model. And all of this sometimes still connects to mentorship or discipleship, whichever way you want to go.
Yeah.
You can go through things. You have a good father figure in your life. Sometimes, when you see your father go through certain things, or you are going through something, you have a strong male figure in your life that you can open up to. A man may not necessarily be willing to open up to a lady, but what of your fellow men?
Yes.
It's one of the questions as we would be rounding up that I actually want to ask. It's easy for you to see a group of men discussing football and politics and news and almost any other thing. But the moment you really ask that question, how are you? You will just say, I am fine.
Yes.
It's always
You know,
fine,
men, we speak in briefs, headlines.
Beyond the I am fine,
Yes.
it's a lot of
Yes.
silent battles or unspoken fears that
Yes.
is going on. So as we round up, I actually want to ask you, Godson,
man.
how are you doing? Like, how are you really?
Like a man.
No. You see what we are saying? You see, as much as this conversation is
Bro.
as much as this
And you know the
conversation,
funny thing, you know one
Yes.
thing with men, if my roommates, we were in the same room, and one time we were in the same, I think for 3 years. I can say for that 3 years, we never really quarreled, nothing really happened. And when if I should come to the room and I see him, he's looking all moody, obviously he's passing through something, and I'm like, Baba, how far now? Say, Kai,
I do.
all right.
No, man.
Do you know that I don't go further to say, are you sure you're okay? You don't look it. What's wrong now? Did anything go on? You see, men, if I tell you I'm okay, just allow me.
True.
That means I'm processing it.
Yeah.
When I need your input,
I will meet
I
you.
I'll
love
let you
you.
know.
But truly, let's be real. Will you really ever get a meeting to talk?
I made it. I said when I
When?
need your input.
Hmm.
Yes, the best thing you can do for me as at that time is to
So
just
just
give me
leave
that
you.
space, and
Okay.
trust me to think my way out. And if I need your input, just if you want to help me, just give me the space and make yourself available. Yes, but if you keep coming and saying, "Are you okay? Are you sure?"
So it's like person is adding to your pressure.
So I have to deal with the problem I'm facing, and I have to start dealing
Start
with you
dealing
too.
with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's where sometimes my gender, we always like that talk. Let's talk.
Yes,
Talk
yes.
about it.
Yes.
I think
But-
we were having a conversation earlier about guys.
Yes.
Guys will just have the conversations and then
Yeah.
they'll come back later. I don't really know his name.
Yeah.
Chairman, that's what they say before we say
Bro.
everybody's chairman, everybody's boss.
I'll be like, bro, boss. But
You
for
know,
women,
all my neighbors, every time I park from one, all my neighbors, I save their name as neighbor. Neighbor.
And you never really know them.
You don't know their name. So after 5 years, you're like, senior man, alpha now, chairman, alpha boss. It's like it's a taboo for men to ask each other for their name. You know,
there are things that go well with women, but it doesn't go
Yes,
well.
no, it doesn't go well.
Mhm.
It's just
Well-
like every person behind the scene here, what's going on. I most likely will not ask him, what's your name? You know, but if I see him, if we see somewhere
Shaman.
else, you don't forget.
Mm.
Let's say,
He's talking about my company.
Yes, and you know, he would come through for me, or I will come through for him. I'll say, now my guy now. You say,
Mm.
I know him now. We from
Well,
the
our
same,
boss.
the same area. You say,
Would they
yes,
support
now.
the same team?
Yes.
As much as we have made light of the conversation, but I
Yes.
still believe it's a serious thing that
Yes.
we need to keep talking about until
Yes.
we are able to break that and we begin to get people willing to open up and
And
talk, and we can conclude that men are not robots.
They are not.
They are
we not.
humans.
Yeah.
And it is okay. They also feel disappointments. Men go through heartbreak.
Mm.
It's not only women.
Mm,
Men
mm,
go through
mm,
heartbreak.
Especially men. It's not.
Men.
It's especially women. Especially men.
So men would also feel anxious. They feel lonely sometimes. It is okay to talk.
It's a natural
And
phenomenon.
You get. And the show of strength really is in your ability to sometimes open up and seek for help when you have to. Just like saying you are sick, you have paracetamol, but because you don't want to go to the hospital, you don't want the doctor to know, and you just keep it, you will never really get that help.
But I think this analogy he gives goes on to point out to the fact that men need to open up.
Yeah.
But it means we need to open up. You need to have a strong click. You need to have a good click.
Yeah.
You know, if one is in need of surgery, opening up to you might be of little or no help, because
true.
you are not so you should have strong clicks that we can open up, that we can be of support. Someone who has gone through what you are going through, someone who have had a similar challenge, men who have surmounted mountains you never even knew existed. So when you come up to them, they can
It
relate.
can relate.
Yeah.
So I got some final thoughts as we would
Like you
wrap
said,
up this conversation.
opening up. Like recently, I opened a group where we just meet, not just guys. Also, it's a mixed group.
Okay.
We meet at the end of every month. A Friday, we'll just pick a day. One Friday from the end of the month, we'll meet. We'll do it's more like a sleepover. We'll watch a movie. We'll do a review on the movie. We'll cook.
So it's
I
just
think
that healthy community.
yes, something like that. I'll
What are you
invite. I
guys,
think
what
I.
are you guys cooking on the
At
next?
least I am available to be invited.
No, I'll invite you.
I will open
You're,
up.
you're also supposed
I
to
will
be there
open
because
up.
someone brought up your name there.
I'll open up. I'll
Thank
open up
you.
during the this
Thank
thing.
you.
What do you
Maybe
want me to
next
talk
time I will
about?
invite you people and we'll keep
We
this
cook like
conversation.
real food though. Serious food. That's
Thank
how we
you,
had
guys.
pancakes.
Let's round up. I'm going there. I'm going there right now.
So next time, don't worry. Next time we would definitely, maybe we should have an episode where we would
Just
picture one of the Friday hangouts
Yeah.
and just talk and relax. No studio.
no studio.
Just
We'll
we'll work
no
on it.
problem. We'll work on
So
it.
as
Before then, I'll wash my stomach with hypo.
trust me.
Just come empty.
So as we end today's conversation, I think it's safe to say all of us agree here that it's okay for men to talk, But yes, as much as we encourage you to open up, is also to be mindful, like we've said, have a good community and be willing to seek for help. Pride would really not take you far.
Ego.
Sometimes not talking is out of pride. And for our general audience, today, I want you to reach out to a man in your life and actually ask that question, how are you doing?
It's fine.
And give them, be a safe space for them to actually talk to you. And as much as you can offer the help, please do. Until I come your way again with another amazing conversation. I am blessed in Sugeru. Thank you. And thank you guys so much for coming.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate
Thank you for having us.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
having us.